So I want to talk about today's meditation. There's a woman, her name's Rosie Neal, and her simple thing was 11 o'clock today, well, at 12 o'clock Eastern. She's in Florida, Panhandle or something like that. And she was just saying that 11 o'clock Central Time, that's me, to just pull energy down to the earth. And so, that's what I did. So as soon as I connected, I sat down in my chair and I just closed my eyes and immediately, usually I kind of have a moment of like where I'm focusing in, and so sometimes I'll just see light gray or white, or it'll just be like the in-between, where I'm kind of just fuzzing out a little bit. But this time, when I closed my eyes and I kind of started to fuzz out a little bit, lower my consciousness, holy moly, the first thing I seen was like yellow, like just glowy, glowy goldy kind of yellow color. And I was just like, dang! So I'm thinking, all right, and I was trying to kind of see, and to me it was almost like, like jellyfish or balloons, but it was all like this goldeny kind of yellow color, and it was like you had to wade through, to kind of see what was going on, because there's just so much of it, kind of overwhelming actually. And all I felt like I should do then was go above it to see what was happening above it. And when I got above it, it looked like wall-to-wall jellyfish in gold, iridescent-y, metallic-y, beautiful sheen color. And it was pulled near the earth. And then I was above it though, and I was more of a silvery white energy. And my energy immediately, like I could see across, and I could see other silvery white energies. And so I just knew to like hold hands or connect. So we all just sort of reached out to each other, and I could kind of, once I started touching the other energies that were the same color as mine, I could then see further, and I could feel when I was connected by all my points, which would be, energy came through my head, through my hands, through my feet, through my tailbone, I guess, if I'm thinking about it now. So, and then once all those connections were made, I could tell, I just knew it, because even though I was in this position, I could also see to the other side of the world position, and I could see to the top and to the back and the side. I could see all angles, just whatever I wanted to focus on at that second. That's all I had to focus on, and I would see it. So I was a part of a white grid that was above the golden grid. But holy man, there was a lot. But what I did feel, and why I'm making a recording, is there were some areas that needed more focus, more attention. And I think that once the few areas are touched and really focused on, then I think that we'll be able to, whatever the next step is. I know this step is just holding the light, holding the energy, holding the good down, here, pulling it to the earth for it to be used, and be held, and it to be balanced. whatever the next thing is, I don't know. But because I was kind of focused above the Midwestern area of the United States, looking downwards, I could kind of see that there was like darkness near, what is that, Washington up there area. There's like a dark area up there. And then on the East Coast there was some dark areas, like sort of New York. I don't know what, I can't remember what those states are. New York and down a little bit, and then towards Washington, D.C. and that area. Maine, I don't know, Rhode Island, Delaware, all that area. And then, so Washington there, Washington here, go figure, right? Duh, Roseanne, why didn't you put that together? And the other place is not like the border of Mexico, but further down, like there was a big darkness concentration, like I don't know what that is. Like if you're looking on a map and you go down a few inches, it's sort of the middle of Mexico near the Gulf, or what, you know, where Texas is the Gulf of Mexico and all that, whatever that is. So you go a little further down, there's darkness in Mexico in that area. So there, Washington and Washington, like those areas need concentration of good positive energy, and then we'll be able to move on to the next step, whatever that next step is. And so that's my message. That's what I saw. I feel like major things happened. I channeled a ton of energy through me into the earth, like a ton, and actually felt a tiny bit exhausted afterwards, which I've never felt tired before channeling energy. I always feel better after I channel energy, so that was different. But it was like a million times bigger than anything I ever did before, so you definitely could tell that something was happening. But then I was going to say too, because I started at about 11:05 maybe, and by 11:15, 11:20, that golden hue just kind of fell away. So I bet you a lot of people started, you know, kind of falling out of their meditations, and they couldn't stay focused for much longer than 15 or 20 minutes. I continued on for about till close to noon. So I did from like 11:05 till about 11:45, I'd say. And from like 11:25-ish till about 11:40. In that time frame, I was just channeling energy down into the earth because I was done with the grid work above it. So, and that is my log of this meditation.